First and foremost, congratulations, Illinois. Coach Bielema and his team showed a lot of resolve. I think both teams showed a lot of resolve. I think it was a heck of a football game. Unfortunately, we came down to a few plays that we weren't able to make, weren't able to finish the game on offense, weren't able to finish the game on defense, and that starts with me 100%. We weren't able to get it done. Decided to go for a little pop pass, which was open. We just got to put a little touch on it. To go end the game. You do that, you're getting close to really downtime. You got a 4th and 11 coming back, and we give up a hook. We slip on a break point, and then they started getting into a rhythm, and then we lose our depth on one side of the field, and it all starts with me. But we'll go through all the things that we didn't necessarily do well tonight. But when you're in a conference game, especially in the West, against a really good football team, especially in the second half with 4 back in their lineup, it was really disruptive. You can't make mistakes. And I thought we played really clean football for a long time, but then there's some catastrophic things that happen. And in a game like this, it gets magnified. I said this during my weekly talk, is whatever happens in November, good or bad, gets magnified, right? And if you drop a ball, it gets magnified. You lose contain, it gets magnified. You lose your depth, it gets magnified. You fumble the opening kickoff, it gets magnified. And those are things that, unfortunately, we did to beat ourselves, and got to be able to take this one and get better and learn from it and grow. So open it for questions.
P.J., looked like coverage breakdowns and letdowns. Can you walk us through kind of the last one and then maybe some of the early ones that went for touchdowns as well?
Yeah, I got to go back and actually look at the film before I give you an analysis of exactly why, but it looked like the one on to number 3 down just a bad angle. And then the depth, I think we took some cheese into the boundary instead of just keeping our depth, and the ball would have come right to us. That aggressive nature, sometimes it works, sometimes it catches up to you. But, I got to look at the film to give you the exact of where it was and what it looked like.
What was the message to the team in the locker room?
0-1 in the Illinois season. Got to respond. We talked all week about we had a chance to finish. Got to finish on offense. We had a chance to do it. Had a chance to finish on defense. We had a chance to do it. Didn't do it. And I even told them that in the huddle, the offensive side. It's time to go end the football game on offense, and we weren't able to do that. So we'll learn from it and grow. That was, I loved how hard they played. I mean, it's a Big Ten West football game right there. I mean, it's 2 really good teams that, again, I said throw the record out. Both of them. I mean, when you get in the Big Ten West, throw it out. You got to find a way to play better than the other team. And unfortunately, we did at times. But when it counted down the stretch, we weren't able to finish the game. So we had plenty of opportunities to end the game and finish the game. And I told them the exact same message. So we got to learn more. We got to know situational football more than just the play within the play, more the situation. And that starts with me.
Can you share the mindset that you had 2 minutes into the first half, 3rd and 8, run to Newman, timeout, kick a field goal instead of maybe trying to go for it on 4th down?
Well, we thought that, when they were getting into two safety defense, I thought we were going to pop a run. That's what the thought process was. We get sacked there. We're out of field goal range. So it was more of we were going to run the ball to get the first down. We've run the ball on 3rd and medium, 3rd and long at times, and gotten first downs. That wasn't safe. That was more just, we wanted to take the lead going into halftime. I mean, we didn't get the ball starting the first half. When you're going in and winning the middle 8, you want to be able, if you're not getting the ball, you want points. So, again, it was a mixture of that, Andy, but it wasn't like, hey, we're just going to settle for the field goal. If we pop the run, we pop the run. We felt really good about the call.
What did you see on the explosive hit to Jackson for the TD?
Daniel, just man coverage, did a great job with his route. He's a little banged up during the game, but, did a great job with an inside fade and made a heck of a catch. What a throw by Ethan, and that's what we can do. I mean, just didn't make enough plays of those as we went through the game. Had opportunities. We just weren't able to haul them in.
Not getting the 7 in third quarter after their turnover, after the kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, we unfortunately we drop a ball in the end zone and cost us a touchdown. You got to settle for a field goal there.
This loss, Northwestern, kind of losing it late.
Yeah.
You guys talked about points. Are you guys lacking it at the moment?
We've also won some games late, some close games. I wouldn't say, no, because poise doesn't mean just go finish the game. It means can you come back and have poise throughout the entire game. We didn't make enough plays. Just because you don't get a first down doesn't mean you lack poise. That's not what the word poise means to us. Poise is the ability, no matter what's happening, to keep responding, keep resolve and resiliency, and keep confidence. And I thought we did that. Unfortunately, there were some breakdowns of technique and discipline.
What were the issues in the run game when Newton especially came back?
Yeah, I think he was one of the major issues. I mean, got to give him credit. I'm not going to beat around the bush and tell you that he wasn't one of the issues. He's a very good player. There's a reason why he's a top 5 draft pick. Him and 88, and you start throwing all their other big guys in there, and they did a good job. We only had about, I think, 3 possessions in the third quarter or something like that. I mean, we wanted to get the ground game established, and they did a good job taking it away. Went to some more inside zone than outside zone because they were taking that away, and it just could have been better. You're not going to be perfect. No game you come out in here, whether we win or lose, you're going to talk about that was a really perfectly called game or perfectly executed. You're never going to talk about that. Unfortunately, we just weren't able to make enough plays tonight.
How impactful were those 2 sacks by John and a couple of big spots?
They were huge. Those are huge sacks. I mean, he is getting better and better with every week. Again, we just didn't make enough plays at the end. Those were required plays to keep us in that game, to give us a chance. Our offense relying on our defense relying on our offense. I thought we showed a lot of complementary football at times. But when it came down to winning and ended it, we weren't able to do that. And that starts with me.
That's too many plays for the first question. What did you see on the breakdown for the game-winning touchdown?
Well, again, I got to go back on the film exactly. They're in 3-by-1. He comes all the way across the field, and basically an inside, number 3 back hash cross route, and I don't know if we get enough depth. I mean, that's why I said that our eyes might have been in the boundary side. I just have to go back and double check it and look at it, but it's pretty obvious we weren't deep enough. So however we came up or what we saw or what we looked at, that should never happen. We should be still getting depth. So again, that's coaching and that's on me.
Any more for Coach?
I know it's fresh, but what do you take away from a loss like this?
Well, I've said all year, everything has been like this close with this football team, but I was told a long time ago, and close doesn't get it done. And it's that close. And those are the margins for error. And when you need to go make those plays and be in those positions and go end the game, you've got to be able to go do that. And we're going to learn from it. We're going to watch the film. We're going to talk like we always do. We're going to show how you lose the game. Because no matter if we win or lose on Sunday, you watch how you won and how you lost. It isn't about you won or lost. How did you win and how did you lose? And that's going to be able to take over to your corrections the next week. And that's what we'll do. So we'll come in tomorrow. How did we win? How did we lose? How can we fix it? How can we make it better? And our team will definitely respond to that. No, they will.
You mentioned the period of grief after that Northwestern game where you have a similar moment of that, like maybe tomorrow or the next day, or you just hopping right into Purdue.
There's always, we put a lot of work into this. There's always grief. This isn't life and death, first of all, right? And we did a tribute to our servicemen and women today. This isn't life and death. I mean, those people make the ultimate choice and the ultimate sacrifices. But when you talk about grief, yeah, you lose games. There's a stage of grief. This is not life and death at all. But you put a lot into it. Put a whole week of work into it, and you lose by 1 point. And you had chances to win on both sides of the ball, and we just weren't able to do that. So absolutely. But this is 0-1 in the Illinois season. And we'll respond to it. And I know our guys are going to come in hungry tomorrow, get better, and look forward to finding what we can do to be 1-0 in the Purdue season.
Tyler Newman ties the program record for interceptions. Is that a small ray of light in an otherwise kind of dark day?
No, I wouldn't call it a dark day. There's a lot of great things that happened on that football field today. There were some great things that happened today. And my job is to find what we have to get better at, and then what was really good today. There were some really amazing plays today and a really amazing growth from our football team. So Tyler Newman doing that, it's a credit to him and credit to his consistency, his longevity of how what he's done here. He's one of the best players in the Big Ten, but he's a member of this football team as well. And when you combine that in terms of all of our jobs to go win football games, he'll pick winning football games over that any day of the week. I promise you that. And we all have to play better and coach better and to get a better result.
How do you look at the passing game first half versus second half?
Well, I think that our running game was working a lot better in the first half, which then set up a lot of our pass game in the second half. They started going to a little bit more too high in the second half, based on being able to get stopping the run with a 4-man front, and I thought they did a really good job of that.
Did you get the look you wanted on that two-point conversion?
Well, we got the look we wanted pre-snap. Post-snap kind of went into something else, but we still had an opportunity to still make it. You know, I mean, that's the cat and mouse game. You know what I mean? I mean, that's why we call the play. We think they're in X coverage, and that's what they show on film, and that's what we're going to do. And boom, on the snap, it was a disguise, and that's okay. We still have a chance to make a play on the ball. Guys know what to do when the picture changes.
Everyone all set?
Thanks, everybody. Roll the boat, Sky, and go Gophers.